Eileen Noonan.
Yeah.
Jimmy's wife. I was born 1930, September 1930.
You were one of the Corcorans, yeah?
One of the Corcorans, reared in garden class. My mother died when I was 3 months old. My father was left with 6 of us, but his mother was in the house at the time, so she took care of them. And I was taken out to my mother's mother till I began going to school, and then I was brought home, which I think...
And where did she live?
Garden class as well.
But close by, yeah.
House, yeah.
Same house.
But my father was a great man to do what he did.
He kept you together, did he?
He kept us together, and he worked hard, and he built. He had premium bull. He had a line kiln where he spun line, and he had a poultry station, which was starting when my mother died, and he was very ambitious.
And what was the poultry station?
Hens, and you had to have it. There was a certain breed, and I suppose you had to.
And did you produce chickens?
Yeah,
and sold them.
And
sold them, yeah. And were the department around checking you out and all that?
Yes,
So
it was all that. But
and where did you go to school then?
I went to high school.
Fahy.
Didn't learn an awful lot. Then I went to the vocational school.
And did you walk to Fahy or cycle? Did you have a bike?
Oh, walk.
Oh, where was it?
Down at Fahy Church.
Yeah.
Down to Boring out there. It wasn't too far.
And who was your teacher there at the time?
Kennedy's and Cusick's.
Mrs. Cusick, yeah, down the bottom of the hill, that's right, yeah.
And then there's another woman.
And then you went to vocational?
Went to vocation for a little while.
And who was teaching in there at the time?
Jim Ward.
Jim Ward, yes, and the domestic economy teacher, she was Miss O'Connor.
Yeah.
I didn't like her. But
and how long did you do there?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then?
I had to work at home, take care of the home place.
Okay.
When my sister got married, she went to England and married Danny Murphy. And worked very hard, milking cows, feeding pigs, housework. He might have a few men working, we'd have to feed them.
The mehel?
It was all hard work.
The mehel?
Pardon?
You know, a mehel, where everybody gets together,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. And what did you think of that, when you look back on it? Did you enjoy it, or...?
Well, we helped our father, and what could he do?
Hmm.
He did his best for us, and we just worked with them. It wasn't easy. You know, going to the dance at the weekend, we'd be afraid to ask him.
Yeah.
He was very strict, but he was very good.
And did you ever say, like, I don't want to do this, I want to go to England? You never thought that even, no?
You never talked back, or you never said, I won't do this, or I won't do that. Anyway, my brother, at the end of it all, got married Petey Joe, and he married May. May Duffy, and married into our house. And when she got in, I was so relieved because it was over to them.
Lighten the load a bit.
Yeah. So the Dublin mill was being built then, and Mr. Hughes asked me would I go to England and train along with a few more, which I did. Went to Belford, Derbyshire.
And what were you making?
Thread, crop
Thread.
winding. Then it went down to the thread factory from there.
And what is it called? Dublin?
The Dublin mill.
Dublin mill,
It
yeah.
was right there opposite the cotton factory.
Yeah.
It was there as well.
That was out in Eltham, on Eltham Street.
Right,
yeah.
right
Eltham
outside
Street,
the
yeah.
station, yeah.
And were there many people working in it when you were there?
Oh, there was
Like
50.
50, yeah.
5.
And who managed it?
His name, what was his name?
Tom.
Just talking about it the other night.
He was from Kilkenny, Tom.
Okay. And how long did you work there for then?
I worked till I married.
Yeah.
Well, we went to England and trained and came home and got it started.
Yeah.
And we rented this house here for about 15 years from Pat O'Malley. and we wanted to buy it, but he wouldn't sell it. So eventually he died, and
We're up for auction then
For
when we
auction.
got it.
but nobody bid against us,
Yeah.
so we bought the house. There was no running water,
No,
and that was the back door there.
What year was that about?
Uh,
47,
December,
no,
I see.
I know.
Round
60.
about 60. Yeah. Okay. So there was no running water
Oh,
then.
no running
Was there an indoor toilet?
No,
No.
no.
So
I won't tell you what we had to do.
he had to do it all anyway. He had to.
Oh, we had an outside toilet,
Mm.
made the best of it.
Yeah.
But we added on to our house. That was the back door there. We did an awful lot with it.
And how did they make the thread in the factory that time?
It went from our place out into the
Thread factory.
thread factory.
But what came into your place?
It came in coins.
Coins. Cones. Of what?
Some kind of fine thread.
Fine thread, yeah?
But we had to double it up, and cop winder I was, the machine round there, and you use that to make it stronger,
Yeah.
whatever.
So you put a few strands together.
And then it went out into the thread factory, and what they did out there. I don't pat it on again now.
Yeah. They did dye it out there, did they?
They did, it was a dye house
I
there.
heard that, it was a dye out there, yeah. So how did you spend your youth socially? Had you a social life? Did you have a social life?
Oh,
Like when you were 16 to 20, say,
go to the gated ballroom,
Gatey, yeah?
and we'd be afraid to
And
ask
is
to
it-
go. It was only one night a week.
Don't,
And Kilmena, there was a dance hall in
there
Kilmena.
was.
And what kind of bands would you get in there?
Bros Welsh was
Bros Welsh.
very good in 1980. I don't know who else now. I remember
Yeah.
Bros Welsh.
So he was popular, he was, yeah?
Very good.
And how much did it cost to go into one that time?
I don't know.
It was only,
Oh, if it was 50 pence, would it be?
In
No,
today's money,
it
yeah.
wasn't pins. No,
Yeah.
it was only a few bob.
But
No, Would there be many
it was very
people?
good. Oh yeah.
Would there be many people who drink on them in there now?
Oh, and yes, they'd have to go to the halfway first.
First, yeah.
If he came down and had the smell of drink on him and was late,
You would be in
I'd
trouble.
awful cross.
You'd be in trouble, yeah.
But yeah, they'd have a few pints over in the halfway, but not a lot. There weren't really anyone drunk that I remember.
Yeah. There'd be any rows in it, no?
No,
No
can't
rows,
say
yeah.
there was then.
Why not?
Well, no drugs that
But
time,
we
no?
had, no.
No.
We had to cycle to the gate there, or cycle wherever we went,
Mm.
and come home at 3 o'clock. The dances were on till 3 o'clock then.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And come home, then you'd have to get up for work in the
And
morning.
come
That's
home.
right.
Well, you come home and you'd be afraid that your father would hear you coming in the door.
Well, I suppose he did, but he didn't say anything.
I remember one night I heard him coming down the stairs, so I got in behind the room door until he passed out. Then I went up to bed.
Good day to you.
Now there were 6 of us all together.
So how many children did you have then?
Me,
Yeah.
I had Mary first, and then we had twins, premature. I lost them. Twin
Okay.
girls, they were born alive, baptised. And then I had Patrick.
Mm.
Then I had Jen, which we lost at, what age was he, Jimmy? 45.
It was how, yeah, something like
He
that.
died suddenly in America,
That's right, I remember that.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
He was home in August, previous to that, at she and Kyo's wedding, and had a great time dancing and met all his friends. But that was his last trip.
Mm. Sad.
And we were in up in Limavady when Patrick got a phone call at 3 o'clock from Annette to say that he went into a lovely swimming pool beside the house, and it was very hot, and he went in, as far as we know, and he died in the swimming pool.
Said he got a massive heart attack.
An enlarged heart, that's what I was told.
Okay.
So the remains came home, and they did a great job, and he looked lovely in the coffin. And he was buried out in Ohor. Great to have
Mm.
the body home.